Chapter 2 Accounting for Debentures 1. Introduction. Normally, the company issues share capital for the requirement of long-term funds. Sometimes, in addition to share capital, if company requires more fund, then this fund can be made by loan or borrowed amount. Financially sound companies to get long-term loan from bank or financial institutions. Mostly instead of borrowing such loan from financial institutions or in addition to borrowing such loan for large investments, company can raise funds from public by issue of securities. Such a security is popularly known as debenture or bond. Companies carrying on business have the inherent power or authority to borrow money. Based on this inherent power, companies borrow long-term funds from the public. Against the money so borrowed or investment, the company issues a document or certificate acknowledging its debt to the investor. Such a certificate is known as debenture. Those who get the debentures by giving money to the company or have purchased from the market are known as holder of the debenture or debenture holder. Debenture holder is not considered as the owner of the company. Debenture is a document that confirms the debt of the company and its acknowledgement of the debt. It is issued under the common seal of the company. Company has to pay interest at a specified rate and on specified time on the amount invested by debenture holders in the company in accordance with the agreed terms. It is an expense for the company and is income for debenture holder. The company repays the money borrowed against a debenture at a future date as per the terms of issue of debentures to the holders of the debentures. A certificate which is issued to debenture holder by company contains name of debenture holder, number of debenture, amount per debenture, serial number of debentures, rate of interest payable, time for payment of interest, and also shows when the debenture money will be paid at a future date. In present scenario, a debenture certificate is issued to debenture holders in dematerialization form instead of physical copy. It means purchase of debentures is directly credited to demat account of debt holders. By all later, company informs the debenture holder about how many debentures are allotted to them, its number and amount, and also condition for debentures. 2. Important points relating to debenture. 1. Debenture is a document relating to the money lent or given as a loan to the company. It means debenture is a document that confirms the debt of the company. 2. Debenture is a security that bears a fixed rate of interest on which the interest is payable on a predetermined date. Company has to pay the interest on the debentures even if it has earned profit or not earned a profit. 3. Interest on debentures is payable at a fixed rate and so debentures are known by that rate. Example, if interest is payable at the rate 8% per annum on debentures, then it is known as or written as 8% debentures. 4. When debentures are issued for a fixed term, the money borrowed against such debentures is repaid at the end of a fixed term in accordance with the agreed terms. 5. As per Companies Act 2013, no company is allowed to issue debentures having a maturity date of more than 10 years from the date of issue. However, a company engaged in infrastructure projects can issue debentures for more than 10 years but not exceeding 30 years. 6. Debentures can be issued with or without charge on the assets of the company. Charge on the assets means mortgage or hypothecation. 7. Usually, debentures are listed on the stock exchange after the issue thereof and purchase or sale of debentures are traded at the stock exchanges. The market value of such debentures could be more or less than the price of the issue. 8. If the terms of the issue of debentures so provide, the debentures can be converted into shares. 9. Debentures are shown as long-term borrowings under the heading Non-Current Liabilities on Equity and Liabilities side in the balance sheet. 10. Debenture holders do not have any voting right in any matter of the company. 11. Debentures cannot be forfeited if any debenture holder does not pay any amount on debentures. 12. In the event of the liquidation of a company, the debenture holders are repaid their money before the payment to equity shareholders. 3. Types of debenture. Classification of debentures is made as under A. On the basis of security. 1. Secured or mortgage debenture. When this type of debentures are issued, some or all of the assets of the company are given as security. In other words, a charge is created on the assets of the company. Such a charge could be of two types. Fixed charge. In this, only some assets of company are given as security, and floating charge, in which usually all the assets of company are given as security. If the company is unable to repay the debentures on the due date, then the debenture holders are repaid the amount from the money realized on the sale of mortgage assets. First mortgage debentures are those that have a first claim on the asset charge. Second mortgage debentures are those having a second claim, that is, after first mortgage debentures on the asset charge. 2. Unsecured or simple or naked debenture. Such debentures are issued without giving any security or creating any charge on the assets of the company. From the investor's viewpoints, such debentures are risky. So, such types of debentures are not very common. The holders of such debentures are treated as unsecured creditors at the time of liquidation of the company. B. As per negotiability and procedure for redemption. 1. Registered debenture. The company maintains a register of debentures holders. The register contains the name, address, and other particulars related to debenture holder. The transfer of such debentures requires the execution of a proper transfer deed to give entry in company's register. Principal amount and interest on such a debenture is paid to the person whose name appears in the company's register. 2. Barrier debenture. There is no need for any procedure for the transfer of such debentures with the company. The purchaser has to make a payment to the seller of the debentures and take the delivery of the debentures. Thus, barrier debentures are like currency notes and can be transferred by mere delivery. The person who possesses such debentures enjoys all the rights thereof. The interest coupons are attached with debentures, certificate for periodic interest payments on such debentures, and such are like checks or order of payment of interest, which can be unchecked by debenture holder through the prescribed bank by the company on due dates for the payment of the interest. C. As per condition of redemption. 1. Redeemable debenture. The debentures which are issued with the condition that the amount of debentures can be repaid after a certain period are known as redeemable debentures. This amount will be repaid in lump sum or by installments. The period of redemption is stated in the debenture or trust deed. 2. Perpetual or irredeemable debenture. Irredeemable debentures are those debentures which are not repayable by the company during its lifetime. Generally, these types of debentures are repayable only at the time of liquidation of the company. D. On the basis of conditions for convertibility. 1. Convertible debenture. Convertible debentures are those debentures which are convertible into equity shares or other securities at a stated rate of exchange, either at the option of debenture holders or at the option of the company after a specified period. When only a part of the amount of debenture is convertible into shares, such debentures are called partly convertible debentures. When the full amount of debenture is convertible into shares, such debentures are called fully convertible debentures. Convertible debentures are very popular in present time as they provide liquidity, safety, capital appreciation, and assured return to the investors. 2. Non-convertible debenture. Such debentures cannot be converted into shares or any other securities. 4. Procedure for issue of debentures. 1. When company has decided to issue debentures, a resolution is passed at the meeting of board of directors of the company. The resolution should state the number of debentures, amount per debenture and also total amount of debenture issued, rate of interest thereon, date of redemption and other terms related to the issue of the debentures. 2. Companies Act and provisions of SEBI should be considered at the time of issue of debenture. A company should issue a prospectus or a statement in lieu of the prospectus with proper information inviting the public to subscribe for debentures. 3. A procedure for the issue of debentures is very much similar to that of the issue of shares. Company has to prepare a separate application form for the public to subscribe for debentures. 4. Allotment of debentures should be equal the numbers of issued debentures against the number of debentures applications received. For this, company has to open separate bank account in any scheduled bank. 5. As per rule of Companies Act 2013, minimum subscription should be 90% of the issued amount. 6. Full amount of debentures may be called by the company on application or may be called in installments. 7. When debentures are issued to the public subscription, then money received on this has to be kept in a scheduled bank in a separate account. So, money received on application at the time of debentures subscription has to be kept directly in a separate bank account, like subscription of shares. After subscription or issue is closed, allotment letter is sent to applicants to whom debentures were allotted and debenture application money is refunded to those applicants to whom debentures were not allotted. 8. Debentures may be issued either at par, at a premium or at a discount. Shares cannot be issued at discount except sweet equity share, but debentures can be issued at a discount. The rate of premium or discount is to be decided by the directors. 5. Accounting effects for issue of debentures. Procedure, transactions and name of for issue of debentures are the same as share capital transactions, such as debenture application account, debenture allotment account, debenture calls account, etc. Debenture percentage is always mentioned before the word debenture. A. Issue of debentures at par. When the full amount of the debentures is called up at a time. 1. Bank account debit. 2. To dash percentage debentures application and allotment account credit. 2. Dash percentage debenture application and allotment account debit to dash percentage debenture account credit. For example, a company issued 8,000 9% debentures of Rs 100 each. The full amount on debenture was called up on application. It was received. Date, particulars, ledger folio number, debit, credit. 1. Bank account debit 8 lakh to 9% debenture application and allotment account credit 8 lakh. Being application money fully received on 8,000 debentures at Rs 100 per debenture. 2. 9% debenture application and allotment account debit 8 lakh to 9% debenture account credit 8 lakh. Being application money transfer to debenture account. When the amount of debentures is called up in installments, following entries will be passed on the issue of debentures. Here, assume that the debentures carry 9% interest. Date, particulars, ledger folio number, debit, credit. 1. On receipt of application money, bank account debit to 9% debenture application account credit, being application money received. 2. On transfer of application money to debenture, it means allotment of debentures. 9% debenture application account debit to 9% debenture account credit, being allotment of debentures. 3. On refund of money to applicants of rejected applications, 9% debenture application account debit to bank account credit, being application money returned to applicants on rejected applications. 4. On the transfer of surplus application money on partially accepted application, 9% debenture application account debit to 9% debenture allotment account credit, being excess application money transferred to allotment account. 5. When allotment money due, 9% debenture allotment account debit to 9% debenture account credit, being allotment money due. 6. On receipt of allotment money, bank account debit to 9% debenture allotment account credit, being allotment money received. 7. When amount due on call, 9% debenture call account debit to 9% debenture account credit, being respective call amount due on debentures. 8. On receipt of call money, bank account debit to 9% debenture call account credit, being money received on calls on debentures. Illustration 1. Sachin Marble Limited issued 12,000 debentures of ₹100 each for public subscription. Interest is to be paid at the rate of 10% per annum. The amount were called up per debenture as under, with application ₹30, on allotment ₹45, on call ₹25. Applications were received by company of 15,000 debentures. After allotment of 12,000 debentures, rejected excess application of debentures and refunded the money to applicants. All the amounts due on allotment and call were duly received. Write journal entries in the books of the company. Answer. At the time of number of debentures into installments is equal to total amount. Application 15,000 into 30 is equal to 4,50,000. Allotment 12,000 into 45 is equal to 5,40,000. Call 12,000 into 25 is equal to 3 lakh. The application of 12,000 debentures are accepted out of 15,000 total applications. So remains 3,000 into 30 is equal to rupees 90,000 will be refunded. Journal entries of Sachin Marble Limited. Date, particulars, ledger folio number, debit, credit. 1. Bank account debit 4,50,000 to 10% debenture application account credit 4,50,000. Being receipt of application money on 15,000 debentures at ₹30 per debenture. 2. 10% debenture application account debit 4,50,000 to 10% debenture account credit 3,60,000 to bank account credit 90,000. Being transfer money to debenture account on the allotment of 12,000 debentures and refund money on rejected 3,000 debentures. 3. 10% debenture allotment account debit 5,40,000 to 10% debenture account credit 5,40,000. Being allotment money due on 12,000 debentures at ₹45 per debenture. 4. Bank account debit 5,40,000 to 10% debenture allotment account credit 5,40,000. Being receipt of full amount of allotment money. 5. 10% debenture call account debit 3 lakh to 10% debenture account credit 3 lakh. Being call money due on 12,000 debentures at ₹25 per debenture. 6. Bank account debit 3 lakh to 10% debenture call account credit 3 lakh. Being receipt of full amount on call money on debentures. Total debit 25,80,000. Credit 25,80,000. B. Issue of debentures at premium. When the debentures are issued at more than their face value, they are said to have been issued at premium. For example, if a debenture of ₹100 is issued at ₹130, then it is called this debenture issued at premium of ₹30. As per Companies Act 2013, premium amount on debentures is transferred to securities premium reserve account. Like share premium, debenture premium is also capital profit and hence the same cannot be used for distribution of dividend but can be used for writing of capital expenses or loss like discount on issue of debentures, premium on redemption of debentures, preliminary expenses, goodwill, patent, etc. Securities premium reserve account is shown on the equity and liabilities side of the balance sheet under the head Reserve and Surplus. 1. When the full amount of the debentures is called up at a time. For example, a company issues 6,000 10% debentures of ₹100 each at a premium of ₹20 per debenture. The full amount of the debenture was called up on application on all the debentures and the same was received. The journal entry in the books of the company will be as under. Date, particulars, ledger folio number, debit, credit. 1. Bank account debit 7,20,000 to 10% debenture application and allotment account credit 7,20,000. Being receipt of application money on 6,000 debentures at Rs 120 per debenture. 2. 10% debenture application and allotment account debit 7,20,000 to 10% debenture account credit 6 lakh to securities premium reserve account credit 1,20,000. Being application money transferred to debenture account and premium account. Illustration 2. Garvi Cotton Limited issued 6,000 10% debentures of Rs 500 each at a premium of 40%, on which the amount per debenture was payable as under, with application Rs 200, on allotment Rs 300 including premium, on final call Rs 200. Applications were received for a total of 9,000 debentures. From this excess, applications were rejected and refunded the money received thereon. All the amounts due on allotment and call were duly received. Past journal entries in the books of the company. Answer. On application, 9,000 debentures into Rs 200 is equal to Rs 18 lakh minus rejected application 3,000 debentures into Rs 200 is equal to Rs 6 lakh. Total Rs 12 lakh. 40% premium on debenture of Rs 500 is equal to Rs 200. On allotment, 6,000 debentures into Rs 100 is equal to Rs 6 lakh plus securities premium 6,000 debentures into Rs 200 is equal to Rs 12 lakh. Bank account Rs 18 lakh. On final call, 6,000 debentures into Rs 200 is equal to Rs 12 lakh. Journal entries of Garvi Cotton Limited. Date, particulars, ledger folio number, debit, credit. 1. Bank account debit 18 lakh to 10% debenture application account credit 18 lakh. Being receipt of application money on 9,000 debentures at Rs 200 per debenture. 2. 10% debenture application account debit 18 lakh to 10% debenture account credit 12 lakh to bank account credit 6 lakh. Being transfer money to debenture account on the allotment of 6,000 debentures and refund money on rejected 3,000 debentures. 3. 10% debenture. C. Issue of debentures at discount. When the company issues debenture at a price which is less than their face value or nominal value, the debentures are said to have been issued at a discount. For example, a debenture of Rs 100 face value is issued at Rs 90. Here, Rs 10 would be discount. Amount of discount on debentures is debited to discount on debentures account. There is no restriction in the Companies Act as regard the maximum discount which can be given on the issue of the debentures. If there is no restriction in the Articles of Association of the company, debentures can be issued at a discount. If there is no clarification, discount on debenture is recorded at the time of debenture allotment entry. Amount of debenture discount or loss on issue of debenture is shown in the balance sheet as per Accounting Standard 26. Debenture discount amount is shown under different heads, which depends on terms of debentures. For right of discount on issue of debentures, discount or loss on issue of debentures is a capital loss. It should be written off as early as possible but within the lifetime of the debenture. For example, if debenture issued at discount with a condition that debentures are redeemed after 6 years, then the period of writing of total amount of discount should not be more than 6 years. Usually, this amount is written off against securities premium reserve account or statement of profit or loss, securities premium reserve account debit, or statement of profit or loss account debit, to discount on debentures or loss on issue of debentures account credit, when the full amount of the debentures is called up at a time. For example, a company issued 2,000 8% debentures of Rs 100 each at a price of Rs 80 per debenture, on which the full amount was called up and the same was received. The journal entry in the books of the company will be as under: date, particulars, ledger folio number, debit, credit. 1. Bank account debit 1,60,000 to debenture application and allotment account credit 1,60,000. Being application money received on 2000 debentures at rupees 80 per debenture. 2. Debenture application and allotment account debit 1,60,000. Discount on debenture account debit 40,000. To 8% debentures account credit 2 lakh. Being issue of 2000, 8% debentures of rupees 100, each at a discount of rupees 20 per debenture. Illustration 3. Rajkot Oil Limited issued 8,000, 10% debentures of rupees 100, each at a price of rupees 90 per debenture. The amount per debenture was payable as under: rupees 30 with application, rupees 40 on allotment after discount, rupees 20 on call. The company received application of 8,000 debentures. The company received the full money called on allotment. Except on 300 debentures, the company received full amount due on call. Pass necessary journal entries in the books of company. Answer. Journal entries in books of Rajkot Oil Limited. Date, particulars, ledger folio number, debit, credit. 1. Bank account debit 2,40,000. To 10% debenture application account credit 2,40,000. Being allotment money received on 8,000 debentures at rupees 30 per debenture. 2. 10% debenture application account debit 2,40,000 to 10% debenture account credit 2,40,000. Being application money transfer to debenture amount. 3. 10% debenture allotment account debit 3,20,000. Discount on debentures account debit 80,000. To 10% debenture account credit 4 lakh. Being allotment money due at rupees 40 per debenture after a discount of rupees 10. 4. Bank account debit 3,20,000 to 10% debenture allotment account credit 3,20,000. Being received of full amount of allotment money due. 5. 10% debenture final call account debit 1,60,000 to 10% debenture account credit 1,60,000. Being final call amount due on 8,000 debentures at rupees 20 per debenture. 6. Bank account debit 1,54,000. Call in arrears on debenture account debit 6,000 to 10% debenture call account credit 1,60,000. Being call money received on 7,700 debentures and call money not received on 300 debentures. Total debit 15,20,000, credit 15,20,000. Illustration 4. Dynamic Limited of Ankleshwar issued 30,000, 12% debentures of 100 each, on which the amount per debenture was payable as under: with application rupees 35, on allotment rupees 40, on first and final call rupees 25. All the debentures were applied. Palak, the holder of 1,000 debentures, paid the entire amount on her holding on allotment. Akash, the holder of 400 debentures, failed to pay the allotment and call amount. The entire amount on allotment and call were duly received on all remaining debentures. Pass necessary journal entries for the above transactions in the books of company. Answer. On application, 30,000 debentures into rupees 35 is equal to rupees 10,50,000. On allotment, 30,000 debentures into rupees 40 is equal to rupees 12 lakh plus call in advance, that is Palak, 1,000 debentures into rupees 25 is equal to rupees 25,000, rupees 12,25,000 minus calls in arrears, that is Akash, 400 debentures into rupees 40 is equal to rupees 16,000. Bank account is equal to rupees 12,09,000. On first and final call, 30,000 debentures into rupees 25 is equal to rupees 7,50,000 plus calls in advance, that is Palak, is equal to rupees 25,000 is equal to rupees 7,25,000 minus call in arrears, that is Akash, 400 debentures into rupees 40 is equal to rupees 10,000 is equal to rupees 7,15,000. Journal entries of Dynamic Limited. Date, particulars, ledger folio number, debit, credit. 1. Bank account debit 10,50,000 to 12% debenture application account credit 10,50,000. Being application money received on 30,000 debentures at rupees 35 per debenture. 2. 12% debenture application account debit 10,50,000 to 12% debenture account credit 10,50,000. Being transfer of debenture application money to debenture account. 3. 12% debenture allotment account debit 12 lakh to 12% debenture account credit 12 lakh. Being allotment amount due on 30,000 debentures at Rs 40 per debenture. 4. Bank account debit 12,09,000. Calls in arrears on debenture account debit 16,000 to 12% debenture allotment account credit 12 lakh to calls in advance account credit 25,000. Being allotment money received on 29,600 debentures and call amount received in advance on 1,000 debentures at Rs 25 per debenture. 5. 12% debenture first and final call account debit 7,50,000 to 12% debenture account credit 7,50,000. Being call amount due on debentures at Rs 25 per debenture. 6. Bank account debit 7,15,000. Calls in arrears on debentures account debit 10,000. Calls in advance on debentures account debit 25,000 to 12% debenture first and final call account credit 7,50,000. Being balance amount received on final call after deducting calls in advance on 1,000 debentures and also amount not paid on 400 debentures on final call. Total debit 60,25,000. Credit 60,25,000. Illustration 5. Mohan Krishna Limited issued 80,000 10% debentures at the face value of Rs 500 each at a premium of 10%. Amount was payable as under Rs 250 on application including premium and balance amount on allotment. These debentures are redeemable after 8 years. Applications are received by company for 1 lakh debenture and the all of 80,000 debenture is made on pro rata basis. Excess amount on application is credited to allotment account. Amount due on allotments is fully received. Past journal entries on the issue of debentures in the books of company. Answer. Journal entries in the books of Mohan Krishna Limited. Date, particulars, ledger folio number, debit, credit. 1. Bank account debit 2 crore 50 lakh to 10% debenture application account credit 2 crore 50 lakh. Being amount received on applications for 1 lakh debentures at Rs 250 per debenture. 2. 10% debenture application account debit 2 crore 50 lakh to 10% debenture account credit 1 crore 60 lakh 80,000 debentures into Rs 200 to securities premium reserve account credit 40 lakh 80,000 debentures into Rs 50 to 10% debenture allotment account credit 50 lakh 80,000 debentures into Rs 250. Being money on debenture application transferred to debenture account and premium account. Money on excess application transfer to debenture allotment account. 3. 10% debentures allotment account debit 2 crore 40 lakh to 10% debenture account credit 2 crore 40 lakh. Being allotment money due on 80,000 debentures at Rs 300 per debenture. 4. Bank account debit 1 crore 90 lakh to 10% debenture allotment account credit 1 crore 90 lakh. Being allotment money received. Total debit 9 crore 30 lakh. Credit 9 crore 30 lakh. Illustration 6. Ankush Limited of Amreli issued 5,000 9% debentures of Rs 100 each at a discount of 10% as on 1st April 2017. The money was payable on debenture as follows. Rs 25 on application, Rs 25 on allotment and the balance amount on final call. Applications were received for 5,000 debentures and the allotment was made. All the money due on debentures was duly received. Expenses on issue of debentures amounted to Rs 16,000. Directors decided to write off 1/5 amount of expenses on issue account and discount on debentures account from statement of profit and loss each year. Write journal entries for first year only from the above transactions in the books of company. Answer. Journal entries in the books of Ankush Limited. Date, particulars, ledger folio number, debit, credit. 1. Bank account debit 1,25,000. To 9% debenture application account credit 1,25,000. Being application money received on 5,000 debentures, add Rs 25 per debenture. 2. 9% debenture application account debit 1,25,000 to 9% debenture account credit 1,25,000. Being application amount on allotted debentures transferred to debenture account. 3. 9% debenture allotment account debit 1,25,000. 5,000 debenture into Rs 25. Discount on debenture account debit 50,000. 5,000 debenture into Rs 10. To 9% debenture account credit 1,75,000. 5,000 debentures into Rs 35. Being amount due on allotment after discount of Rs 25 per debenture. 4. Bank account debit 1,25,000 to 9% debenture allotment account credit 1,25,000. Being received of full amount on allotment. 5. 9% debenture final call account debit 2 lakh to 9% debenture account credit 2 lakh. Being amount due on final call at Rs 40 per debenture. 6. Bank account debit 2 lakh to 9% debenture final call account credit 2 lakh. Being receipt of full amount on final call. 7. Expenses on issue account debit 16,000 to bank account credit 16,000. Being expenses paid on issue of debentures. 8. Statement of profit and loss account debit 13,200 to discount on debenture account credit 10,000. 1/5 of 50,000 to expenses on issue of debentures account credit 3,200. 1/5 of 16,000. Being 1/5 of discount on debenture and 1/5 of expenses on issue written off by transfer to statement of profit and loss for the current year. Total debit 9,79,200. Credit 9,79,200. 6. Issue of debentures for consideration other than cash. Like shares, debentures are also sometimes issued for consideration other than cash. For example, the issue of debentures to vendor against the purchase of assets like land building, plant and machinery, etc. Similarly, issue of debentures to vendors against purchase consideration at the time of purchase of business. Debentures can be issued to vendors at a premium or at a discount. Following entries will be passed for this purpose. 1. At the time of purchase of any business. Number 1. Sundry assets account debit. Business assets taken over. To sundry liabilities account credit. Business liabilities taken over. To vendors account credit. Purchase consideration. Being business assets and liabilities taken over on purchase of business. Number 2. Vendors account debit. To debentures account credit. Being issue of debentures by the company for purchase consideration. 2. When any asset is purchased then. Number 1. On purchase of asset. Asset account debit to vendors account credit. Being purchase of asset. Number 2. Vendors account debit to debenture account credit. Being issue of debentures to vendor for asset. 7. Issue of debentures as collateral security. When a company takes a loan from a bank or from some other party, the company may have to issue debentures as a subsidiary or secondary security in addition to the principal security. The debentures so issued are known as debentures issued as collateral security. If the company repay its dues to the bank in right time, the bank will return the debentures to the company and the debentures received this way are cancelled by the company. However, if the company fails to repay the amount of loan or interest on this in proper time, then the lender will first realize its debt from the principal security. But if the full amount of debt is not realized from the principal security, then lender may claim all the rights of a debenture holder on the debentures received as the secondary security. It means lender can recover balance amount from the sale of debentures. There are two methods of dealing with such issued debentures in the books of account. 1. Debentures given to a bank as security are only for the safety of the loan. No entry is passed for the issue of debentures in the books of accounts. Entry is passed only for bank loan. On the equity and liabilities side of the balance sheet, it is shown under long-term borrowings, under the main heading non-current liabilities. 2. In this method, the entry for issuing debentures as collateral security is recorded in the books of company. Debenture suspense account debit to debentures account credit, being issue of debentures as collateral security against loan. In the balance sheet, debenture suspense account will be shown as a deduction from the debenture account on the equity and liabilities side. As and when the loan is repaid by the company, then bank will return all the debentures to the company and these debentures will be cancelled by the company. Illustration 9. A company had Rs 14 lakh issued 11% debentures as on 1st April 2017. During the year, company took a loan of and 3 lakh from the bank as on 15 July 2017. Against this, company issued new 11% debentures of Rs 2 lakh as collateral security. Pass necessary journal entries under both the methods from the above transactions in the books of the company. Show the details about debentures and bank loan in the company's balance sheet as at 31st March 2018. Answer. As per first method, journal entry in the books of company. 20 July 2017. Bank account debit 3 lakh to bank account credit 3 lakh, being loan taken from the bank. In this method, no entry is passed for the issue of debentures as security against loan. Balance sheet as on 31st March 2018. Particulars, note number 31st March 2018, 31st March 2017. 1. Equity and liabilities. Shareholders fund. Non-current liabilities. Long-term borrowings. 11% debentures. Above these debentures of Rs 2 lakh issued as collateral security. 14 lakh. Bank loan. Debentures of Rs 2 lakh as collateral security. 3 lakh. As per second method. Journal of company. Date. Particulars. Ledger folio number. Debit. Credit. 1. Bank account debit 3 lakh to bank account credit 3 lakh, being loan obtained from the bank. 2. Debenture suspense account debit 2 lakh to 11% debenture account credit 2 lakh, being issue 11% debentures of Rs 2 lakh as collateral security against a loan from the bank. Balance sheet as on 31st March 2018. Particulars, note number 31st March 2018, 31st March 2017. 1. Equity and liabilities. Shareholders fund. Non-current liabilities. Long-term borrowings. 11% debentures. 14 lakh. 11% debentures issued as collateral security. 2 lakh. Less debenture suspense account 2 lakh. Bank loan on collateral security of debentures Rs 2 lakh. 3 lakh. 8. Interest on debenture. Interest on debentures is usually paid half yearly. Interest on debentures is recorded in statement of profit and loss. This interest is expense against profit. Interest on debentures has to be paid regularly even if the company suffers a loss or does not earn a profit. The rate of interest payable on debentures is prefixed on debentures. For example, interest is to be calculated at the rate of 6%. As per Income Tax Act, a company is required to deduct income tax at the prescribed rate from the gross amount of debenture interest before any amount is paid to the debenture holders. This tax amount is to be deposited with the Income Tax Department on behalf of the debenture holders. It's called as TDS, means tax deducted at source. While preparing the final accounts for an accounting period, provision or effects must be made for any accrued interest on debentures due to variation of the dates. Methods of accrued interest. 1. Interest accrued and due. If a company pays interest on debentures half yearly on 30 June and 31st December while preparing the balance sheet on 31st March 2018, if the interest for the period ending 31st December 2017 remains unpaid, it will be called interest accrued and due. 2. Interest accrued but not due. As per above one, the interest on debentures for the period from 1st January 2018 to 31st March 2018 will be called interest accrued but not due. Illustration 10. Sinoy Limited issued 15,000 11% debentures of ₹100 each as on 1st April 2017. Interest on these debentures is paid on 30 September and 31st March. Past journal entries of the above transactions for the year ended on 31st March 2018, assuming income tax rate is 20% on the amount of interest. Answer. Journal entries in the book of Sinoy Limited. Date, particulars, ledger folio number, debit, credit. 1st April 2017. Bank account debit 15 lakh to debentures application and allotment account credit 15 lakh. Being application money received on 15,000 debentures at ₹100 per debenture. 1st April 2017. Debenture application and allotment account debit 15 lakh to 11% debenture account credit 15 lakh. Being debenture application money transferred to debenture account. 30 September 2017. Interest on debenture account debit 82,500 to debenture holders account credit 66,000 to TDS payable account credit 16,500. Being interest due on 30 September on 11% debentures and income tax deducted at source. 30 September 2017. Debentures account debit 66,000 to bank account credit 66,000. Being payment of interest. 30 September 2017. TDS payable account debit 16,500 to bank account credit 16,500. Being TDS deposited in income tax department. 31st March 2018. Interest on debenture account debit 82,500 to debenture holders account credit 66,000 to TDS payable account credit 16,500. Being interest due on 31st March on 11% debentures and income tax deducted at source. 31st March 2018. Debenture holders account debit 66,000 to bank account credit 66,000. Being payment of interest. 31st March 2018. TDS payable account debit 16,500 to bank account credit 16,500. Being TDS deposited in income tax department. 31st March 2018. Statement of profit and loss account debit 1,65,000 to interest on debentures account credit 1,65,000. Being amount of interest for the full year transfer to statement of profit and loss 82,500 plus 82,500. Total debit 34,95,000. Credit 34,95,000. 9. For redemption of debentures. Following entries are passed for the redemption of debentures. 1. At the time of redemption of debentures, the debenture account should be closed and transferred to the debenture holders account. Debenture account debit to debenture holders account credit. 2. To repay money to the debenture holders. Debenture holders account debit to bank account credit. 10. Accounting effects at the time of issue of redeemable debentures. Debentures are issued at par, at a premium or at a discount. But when debentures are to be redeemed to the debenture holders, then it is redeemed at par or at a premium only. Debentures cannot be redeemed at a discount. When debentures are to be redeemed at par, at this situation, no other journal entry for additional effect is given at the time of issue of debentures. This point can be learned by following table. Situation, that is condition. Entry at the time of issue. Entry at the time of redemption. Entry at the time of debentures are paid. 1. When debentures are issued at par and redeemable at par. 1. Bank account debit to debenture application and allotment account credit. 2. Debenture application and allotment account debit to debenture account credit. Debenture account debit to debenture holders account credit. Debentures holder account debit to bank account credit. 2. When debentures are issued at premium and redeemable at par. 1. Bank account debit to debenture application and allotment account credit. 2. Debenture application and allotment account debit to debenture account credit to security per reserve account credit. Debenture account debit to debenture holders account credit. Debenture holders account debit to bank account credit. 3. When debentures are issued at discount and redeemable at par. 1. Bank account debit to debenture application and allotment account credit. 2. Debenture application and allotment account debit. Discount on debenture account debit to debenture account credit. Debenture account debit to debenture holders account credit. Debenture holders account debit to bank account credit. When debentures are issued at par or at a premium or at a discount and are redeemable at a premium, then premium payable at the time of redemption of debentures is a loss for the company. Hence, that amount is debited to loss on issue of debentures account. Such premium payable at a future date is a liability to the company. So, this amount of premium is credited to premium on redemption of debentures account. The premium called or received at the time of issue of debentures and transferred to securities premium reserve account is a gain or profit for the company, whereas premium payable on redemption of debentures, which is transferred to premium on redemption of debentures account, is a liability to the company. 1. When debentures are issued at par and are redeemable at a premium. A. At the time of issue of debentures. A. Bank account debit at face value of debentures to debenture application and allotment account credit at face value of debentures. B. Debenture application and allotment account debit at face value of debentures. Loss on issue of debenture account debit. Premium amount to be paid at the time of redemption to debentures account credit at face value of debentures to premium on redemption of debentures account credit. Premium amount to be paid at the time of redemption of debentures. B. At the time of redemption. Debenture account debit at face value of debentures. Premium on redemption of debentures account debit. Premium amount to be paid at redemption to debenture holders account credit. Total payable amount. C. When amount paid to debenture holders account debit. Total payable amount to bank account credit. 2. When debentures are issued at a premium and are redeemable at a premium. A. At the time of issue of debentures. A. Bank account debit face value plus premium amount to debentures application and allotment account credit. B. Debenture application and allotment account debit face value plus premium amount. Loss on issue of debentures account debit. Premium amount to be paid at the time of redemption of debentures. To debenture account credit. Face value of debentures. To securities premium reserve account credit. Premium received at the time of issue of debentures. To premium on redemption of debenture account credit. Premium amount to be paid at the time of redemption of debentures. 3. When debentures are issued at discount and are redeemable at premium. 1. At the time of issue of debentures. A. Bank account debit face value less amount of discount to debentures application and allotment account credit. B. Debentures application and allotment account debit face value less amount of discount. Discount on debenture account debit. Discount at the time of issue. Loss on issue of debentures account debit. Premium amount to be paid at the time of redemption of debentures. To debentures account credit. Face value of debentures. To premium on redemption of debentures account credit. Premium amount to be paid at the time of redemption of debenture. Position in the balance sheet of company. From the amount of discount on debentures account and from the amount of loss on issue of debentures account, some amount is written off every year as per terms of debentures against statement of profit and loss or securities premium reserve account. Statement of profit and loss account debit or securities premium reserve account debit. To discount on debentures account credit. To loss on issue of debenture account credit. The balance of both the accounts, namely discount on debenture account and loss on issue of debenture account, is shown as other non-current assets on the asset side of the balance sheet in every year. Premium on redemption of debentures account is a personal account and shows a credit balance. It is a liability of the company. It appears under the head non-current liabilities under subhead other long-term liabilities on the equity and liability side of the balance sheet each year until the debentures are repaid. When debentures are redeemable, then premium on redemption of debentures account is debited and debenture holders account is credited. So this account is closed off. Illustration 11. Write the journal entries only for the issue of debentures from the following transaction without narration. 1. Issued 5,000, 10% debentures of ₹100 each at par, redeemable also at par. 2. Issued 5,000, 10% debentures of ₹100 each at a discount of 5%, redeemable at par. 3. Issued 5,000, 10% debentures of ₹100 each at a premium of 8%, redeemable at par. Answer. Journal of Company. 1. Debentures issued, price of ₹100 each, redeemable at ₹100 each. Date, particulars, ledger folio number, debit, credit. 1. Bank account debit, 5 lakh to debenture application and allotment account credit. 5 lakh, 5,000 debentures into ₹100. 2. Debenture application and allotment account debit, 5 lakh to 10% debenture account credit. 5 lakh, 5,000 debentures into ₹100. 2. Debentures issued price of ₹95 each, redeemable at ₹100 each. Date, particulars, ledger folio number, debit, credit. 1. Bank account debit, 4,75,000 to debenture application and allotment account credit, 4,75,000. 5,000 debenture into ₹95. 2. Debenture application and allotment account debit, 4,75,000. Discount on debenture account debit, 25,000. 5,000 debenture into ₹5 discount account. To 10% debenture account credit, 5 lakh. 3. Debentures issued, price of ₹108 each, redeemable at ₹100 each. Date, particulars, ledger folio number, debit, credit. 1. Bank account debit, 5,40,000 to debenture application and allotment account credit, 5,40,000. 5,000 debenture into ₹108. 2. Debenture application and allotment account debit, 5,40,000 to 10% debenture account credit, 5 lakh to security premium reserve account credit, 40,000. 5,000 debenture into ₹8. In the above three situations, the journal entries for redemption of debentures and payment to debenture holders will be passed same as under. At the time of redemption of debentures, 10% debentures account debit, 5 lakh to debenture holders account credit, 5 lakh. On payment to debenture holders account debit, 5 lakh to bank account credit, 5 lakh. Debentures issued at par and redeemed at a premium. Illustration 12. On 1st August 2017, Namaskar Limited issued 8,000 9% debentures of ₹100 each at par. These debentures are to be redeemed on 31st July 2022 at ₹120 per debenture. Pass the necessary journal entries in the books of the company for the issue and redemption of debentures without narration. Answer. Journal of Namaskar Limited. Date, particulars, ledger folio number, debit, credit. 1st August 2017. Bank account debit 8 lakh, 8,000 debentures into ₹100. To debentures application and allotment account credit 8 lakh. 1st August 2017. Debenture application and allotment account debit 8 lakh, 8,000 debentures into ₹100. Loss on issue of debenture account debit 1,60,000, 8,000 debentures into ₹20. To 9% debentures account credit 8 lakh, 8,000 debentures into ₹100. To premium on redemption of debentures account credit 1,60,000, 8,000 debentures into ₹20. 31st July 2022. 9% debenture account debit 8 lakh, premium on redemption of debentures account debit 1,60,000 to debentures account credit 9,60,000. 31st July 2022. Debenture holders account debit 9,60,000 to bank account credit 9,60,000. Debentures issued at a discount and redeemed at a premium. Illustration 13. On 1st April 2017, Prathna Limited issued 6,000 11% debentures of ₹100 each at a discount of 5%. All the debentures are to be redeemed after 6 years as on 31st March 2023 at a premium of 10%. Pass the necessary journal entries in the books of the company without narration. Answer. Journal of Pratna Limited. Date, particular, ledger folio number, debit, credit. 1st April 2017. Bank account debit 5,70,000. To debenture application and allotment account credit 5,70,000. 6,000 debentures into Rs 95. 1st April 2017. Debenture application account debit 5,70,000. Discount on debentures account debit 30,000. 6,000 debentures into Rs 5. Loss on issues of debentures account debit 60,000. 6,000 debentures into Rs 10. To 11% debentures account credit 6 lakh. 6,000 debentures into Rs 100. To premium on redemption of debentures account credit 60,000. 6,000 debentures into Rs 10. 31st March 2023. 11% debentures account debit 6 lakh. Premium on redemption of debentures account debit 60,000. To debenture holders account credit 6,60,000. 31st March 2023. Debenture holders account debit 6,60,000. To bank account credit 6,60,000. Debentures are issued at premium and are redeemable at a premium. Illustration 14. On 1st June 2017, Vandana Limited issued 10,000 8% debentures of Rs 200 each at a premium of 5%. The debentures are redeemed on 31st May 2022 at Rs 220 per debenture. Write the necessary journal entries in the books of company without narration. Answer. Journal of Vandana Limited. Date, particulars, ledger folio number, debit, credit. 1st June 2017. Bank account debit 21 lakh. To debentures application account credit 21 lakh. 10,000 debenture into Rs 210. 1st June 2017. Debentures application and allotment account debit 21 lakh. Loss on issue of debentures account debit 2 lakh. 10,000 debenture into Rs 20. 8% debentures account credit 20 lakh. 10,000 debentures into Rs 200. To securities premium reserve account credit 1 lakh. 10,000 debentures into Rs 10. To premium on redemption of debentures account credit 2 lakh. 10,000 debentures into Rs 20. On 31st May 2022, 8% debentures account debit 20 lakh. Premium on redemption of debentures account debit 2 lakh. To debenture holders account credit 22 lakh. 10,000 debenture into Rs 220. On 31st May 2022, debenture holders account debit 22 lakh. To bank account credit 22 lakh. 10% debenture into Rs 220. 11. Provision of finance for the redemption of debentures. Debentures are the liabilities of the company. The repayment of debentures to the debenture holders is made by the company in accordance with the terms and conditions, as stated in the prospectus at the time of issue of debentures. When debentures are to be redeemed after a fixed period, the company is aware about the time and amount of money required for such redemption. In this reference, there are some new provisions under Companies Act 2013. Earlier, before this act, there was a system for arrangement of debenture redemption fund and debenture redemption fund investment by the company. To increase the effectiveness of this system, there are new provisions introduced under Section 71(4) of the Companies Act 2013 along with Rule 18(7)(c) of the Companies, that is, Share Capital and Debentures Rules 2014. Explanation is given according to these provisions. Amount required for the redemption of debentures may be managed by a company from the following sources. 1. Redemption of debentures from the fresh issue of shares and debentures. 2. Redemption of debentures out of capital. 3. Redemption of debentures out of profit. 1. Redemption of debentures from the proceeds of fresh issue of shares and debentures. When a company is in need of additional funds for the redemption of debentures, it may decide to issue new equity shares, preference shares, or debentures. The proceeds of the fresh issue of share capital and debentures are utilized for redeeming the old debentures. In such type of redemption, the financial position of the company is not adversely affected. 2. Redemption of debentures out of capital. When no profits are set aside for redemption of debentures, it is called redemption out of capital. But according to Section 71(4) of the Companies Act 2013 and as per SEBI, Securities and Exchange Board of India guidelines requiring creation of debenture redemption reserve account equivalent to at least 25% of the total face value of issued debentures before redemption commences. This amount is transferred from surplus in statement of profit and loss. So, full amount for redemption of debentures is not purely out of capital, but balance amount payable from capital of company after compliance of the above provisions. 3. Redemption of debentures out of profits. Redemption out of profits means provision for an amount equal to debentures issued is transferred from surplus in statement of profit and loss by the company. This provision is to be executed before redemption commences. For this, company has to create one new debenture redemption reserve account, in which required full amount for redemption of debentures is transferred from surplus in statement of profit and loss to debenture redemption reserve account. Due to this effect, company reduces the amount of profits available for dividend and it is used for redemption of debentures. This amount is not available for payment of dividend. Thus, existing liquid resources of the company are not affected by the redemption of debentures. SEBI guidelines for redemption of debentures. 1. The creation of debenture redemption reserve is obligatory only for non-convertible debentures and non-convertible portion of partly convertible debentures. 2. A company shall create debenture redemption reserve equivalent to at least 25% of the amount of debentures issued before starting the redemption of debentures. Following categories of companies are exempted from creating debenture redemption reserve. 1. All India financial institutions, that is, AIFIs, regulated by Reserve Bank of India. 2. Other financial institutions regulated by Reserve Bank of India. 3. Banking companies for both public as well as privately placed debentures. 4. Housing finance companies registered with the National Housing Bank. Balance of debenture redemption reserve is shown on the equity and liabilities part of the balance sheet under the head Reserve and Surplus. When all the debentures have been redeemed, then debenture redemption reserve account is closed by transferring the amount to general reserve account. Debenture redemption reserve account debit to general reserve account credit. For debentures redemption investment, as per Rule 18(7)(c) of the Companies, that is, Share Capital and Debentures Rules 2014, company required to deposit or invest a sum which shall not be less than 15% of the total face value of the debentures to be redeemed at the end of the year, that is, during the year ending on 31st March, on or before 30th April, that is, at the beginning of the year. This investment is called Debenture Redemption Investment Account. The amount so deposited or invested can be utilized only for the purpose of repayment of debentures maturing during the year. The amount should be invested in the specified securities which are mentioned in the Companies Act for the redemption of debentures. The amount invested or deposited shall not be used for any purpose other than for redemption of debentures. Securities specified for investment. 1. In deposit with any scheduled bank free from any charge. 2. In unencumbered securities of the central government or any state government. 3. In unencumbered securities mentioned in sub-clauses A, 2, D and EE of Section 20 of Indian Trust Act 1882. 4. In unencumbered bonds issued by any other company which is notified under sub-clause F of Section 20 of Indian Trust Act 1882. 12. Methods of redemption of debentures. The methods of redemption of debentures are as under. 1. Lump sum payment at the end of fixed period. 2. Payment in installments by drawing of lots. 3. By purchase of own debentures in the open market. 4. By conversion into shares. 1. Lump sum payment at the end of fixed period. Under this method, the company redeems whole of its debentures in one lump sum at the expiry of a specified period or earlier at the option of the company. Such redemption may be made at par or at premium, according to the terms of issue. Here, debentures are to be redeemed according to provisions of Companies Act 2013 and also as per SEBI guidelines. The journal entries in this method are as follows. 1. At the beginning of financial year, up to 30 April. Note: the year in which debentures are redeemed. On making investment at 15% of the face value of debentures to be redeemed. Debenture redemption investment account debit to bank account credit. 2. At the time of redemption. 1. When debentures are to be sold. Bank account debit to debenture redemption investment account credit. 2. On transfer of profits from surplus in statement of profit and loss at the rate of 25% of the face value of debentures issued. Surplus in statement of profit and loss account debit to debenture redemption reserve account credit. 3. On redemption of debentures. 1. Debenture account debit to debenture holders account credit. 2. Debenture holders account debit to bank account credit. 4. When all the debentures are redeemed, then debenture redemption reserve account debit to general reserve account credit. When the provision of money for the redemption of debentures is out of capital. Illustration 15. Nipul Limited issued 16,000 9% debentures of ₹100 each at a premium of 10% on 1st April 2013, redeemable on 31st March 2018. The issue was fully subscribed. The Board of Directors decided to transfer the required amount to debenture redemption reserve as on 31st March 2018 and debentures to be redeemed out of capital. They were also decided to invest required amount into debenture redemption investment on 13th April 2017. Investments were sold on the date of redemption of debentures and required amount for redemption of debentures were paid to debenture holders. Pass necessary journal entries for issue and redemption of debentures in the books of company and also prepare debenture redemption investment account and debenture redemption reserve account. Answer. Journal entries of Nipul Limited. Date, particulars, ledger folio number, debit, credit. 1st April 2013. Bank account debit 17,60,000 to 9% debenture application and allotment account credit 17,60,000, being application money received on 16,000 debentures at ₹110 per debenture. 1st April 2013. 9% debenture application and allotment account debit 17,60,000 to 9% debenture account credit 16 lakh to securities premium reserve account credit 1,60,000, being application money transfer to debenture account and securities premium account. 30 April 2017. Debenture redemption investment account debit 2,40,000 to bank account credit 2,40,000, being investment made 15% of the face value of debentures of ₹16 lakh. 31st March 2018. Bank account debit 2,40,000 to debenture redemption investment account credit 2,40,000, being investment for the redemption of debentures is sold. 31st March 2018. Surplus in statement of profit and loss account debit 4 lakh to debenture redemption reserve account credit 4 lakh, being transfer of profit equal to 25% of the nominal value of debentures issued to debenture redemption reserve account, ₹16 lakh into 25%. 31st March 2018. 9% debenture account debit 16 lakh to debenture holders account credit 16 lakh, being amount due on redemption of debentures. 31st March 2018. Debenture holders account debit 16 lakh to bank account credit 16 lakh, being due amount paid to debenture holders. 31st March 2018. Debenture redemption reserve account debit 4 lakh to general reserve account credit 4 lakh, being after redemption of all the debentures, amount of debenture redemption reserve account transferred to general reserve account. Total debit 80 lakh, credit 80 lakh. Debenture redemption investment account. Debit, credit, date, particulars, journal folio, amount, date, particulars, journal folio, amount. 30 April 2017. To bank account 2,40,000, total 2,40,000. 30 April 2018. By bank account 2,40,000, total 2,40,000. Debenture redemption reserve account, debit, credit, date, particulars, journal folio, amount, date, particulars, journal folio, amount. 31st March 2018 to general reserve account 4 lakh, total 4 lakh. 31st March 2018 by surplus in statement of profit and loss account 4 lakh, total 4 lakh. When the provision of money for the redemption of debentures is out of profit. Illustration 16. Path Engineering Limited redeemed 9% debentures at face value of Rs 30 lakh at a premium of 12% as on 31st March 2018. For this, provision for money was made out of profit of the company. The company invested the required amount as on 30th April 2017. Past journal entries for the redemption of debentures in the books of company with the assumption that company has fulfilled provisions of Companies Act. Also prepare debenture redemption investment account and debenture redemption reserve account. Journal entries of Path Engineering Limited. Date, particulars, ledger folio number, debit, credit. 30 April 2017. Debenture redemption investment account debit 4,50,000 to bank account credit 4,50,000. Being investment made at 15% on 30 lakh before redemption of debentures. 31st March 2018. Bank account debit 4,50,000 to debenture redemption investment account credit 4,50,000. Being investment for the redemption of debentures is sold out. 31st March 2018. Surplus in investment of profit and loss account debit to debenture redemption reserve account credit 30 lakh. Being amount to create debenture redemption reserve account for profit, amount equal to the nominal value of redeemable debentures. 31st March 2018. 9% debenture account debit 30 lakh. Premium on redemption of debentures account debit 3,60,000 to debenture holders account credit 33,60,000. Being amount due on redemption of debentures with premium. 31st March 2018. Debenture holders account debit 33,60,000 to bank account credit 33,60,000. Being payment of amount due to debenture holders. 31st March 2018. Debenture redemption reserve account debit 30 lakh to general reserve account credit 30 lakh. Being transfer of balance of debenture redemption reserve account to general reserve account on the redemption of all the debentures. Total debit 1,36,20,000. Credit 1,36,20,000. Debenture redemption investment account. Debit, credit, date, particulars, journal folio, amount, date, particulars, journal folio, amount. 30 April 2017. To bank account 4,50,000. Total 4,50,000. 31st March 2018. By bank account 4,50,000. Total 4,50,000. Debenture redemption investment account. Debit, credit, date, particulars, journal folio, amount, date, particulars, journal folio, amount. 31st March 2018. To general reserve account 30 lakh, total 30 lakh. 31st March 2018. By surplus in statement of profit and loss 30 lakh, total 30 lakh. Illustration 17. Morbi Tiles Limited had issued 8% debentures of Rs 16 lakh, which are due to be redeemed out of profit on 1st November 2017 at a premium of 5%. The company had a debenture redemption reserve of Rs 5,60,000. It was decided to invest the required amount in proper time in debenture redemption investment. Pass necessary journal entries for the redemption of debentures in the books of company and also prepare debenture redemption reserve account and debenture redemption in account. Journal entries in the books of Morbi Tiles Limited. Date, particulars, ledger folio number, debit, credit. 31st March 2017. Surplus in statement of profit and loss account debit 10,40,000 to debenture redemption reserve account credit 10,40,000. Being necessary amount out of profit transferred to debenture redemption reserve account. 31st April 2017. Debenture redemption investment account debit 2,40,000 to bank account credit 2,40,000. Being investment made at 15% on Rs 16 lakh, that is total face value of the redeemable debentures. 1st November 2017. Bank account debit 2,40,000 to debenture redemption investment account credit 2,40,000 being amount received on investment for the redemption of debentures. 1st November 2017. 8% debentures account debit 16 lakh. Premium on redemption of debentures account debit 80,000 to debenture holders account credit 16 lakh 80,000 being amount due on redemption of debentures. 1st November 2017. Debenture holders account debit 16 lakh 80,000 to bank account credit 16 lakh 80,000 being payment of amount due to debenture holders. 1st November 2017. Debenture redemption reserve account debit 16 lakh to general reserve account credit 16 lakh being transfer amount of 2. Redemption of debentures in installments by drawing of lots. According to this method, the debentures are redeemed by the company in annual installments. For example, if total debentures of Rs 25 lakh, then from this Rs 5 lakh may be redeemed every year. The serial number of debentures which should be redeemed each year is selected by lottery. This procedure is known as drawings by lots. Debentures are redeemed at par or at a premium according to the terms of issue. Required amount is transferred to debenture redemption reserve account for redemption of debentures. For this, necessary rules are depicted earlier. 3. Redemption of debentures by the purchase of own debentures in the open market. According to the Companies Act, if authorized by Companies Article of Association, a company can purchase the own debentures in the open market, that is, from recognized stock exchange instead of to redeem the debentures. This procedure is usually adopted by the company only when its debentures are quoted at a less price or at a discount on the stock exchange as compared to face value of debenture or amount of redemption of debenture. After purchasing the debenture from the open market, the company may use either of the following two options. 1. Company may immediately cancel the debentures purchased after passing the resolution by Board of Directors. 2. Company may not cancel the debentures but may keep with them. Company can issue them in future. When the company purchases own debentures in the market, then that debenture shall be treated as an investment in the own debentures by the company. 1. When own debentures are purchased for immediate cancellation. In this situation, the following entries will be passed in the books of company. When debentures are purchased at less price as compared to face value of the debentures. For example, if a company purchases its own 700 debentures of Rs 100 each at Rs 97 in the open market and immediately cancel them after purchase. Date, particulars, ledger folio number, debit, credit. Own debentures account debit 67,900 to bank account credit 67,900 being 700 debentures purchased in the open market at Rs 97 per debenture. Debenture account debit 70,000 to own debentures account credit 67,900 to profit on redemption of debentures account credit 2,100 being cancellation of own purchase debentures. Profit on redemption of debentures is a capital profit. This capital profit should be used to write off any capital loss in the company. Example, discount on issue of debentures, premium on redemption of debentures, etc. This capital profit, if it is not used to write off any capital loss or if it is not used fully, then the balance will be transferred to capital reserve. The entry will be as under: profit on redemption of debentures account debit to capital reserve account credit to capital loss account credit. When debentures are purchased at more price as compared to face value of the debentures. For example, if a company purchases its own 8,000 debentures of Rs 100 each at Rs 104 in the open market and immediately cancels them after purchase, then its accounting effects are shown here under: date, particulars, ledger folio number, debit, credit. Own debentures account debit 8,32,000 to bank account credit 8,32,000 being purchased 8,000 debentures from the market at Rs 104 per debenture. Debenture account debit 8 lakh. Loss on redemption of debentures account debit 32,000 to own debenture account credit 8,32,000 being cancellation of Own purchase debentures. Loss on redemption of debentures account is a capital loss. This capital loss is written off against capital profit or, in the absence of capital profit, is written off from statement of profit and loss, capital profit account debit, or statement of profit and loss account debit, to loss on redemption of debentures account credit. 2. When the company purchases own debentures in the open market and these debentures are kept as investment. Own debentures are purchased by the company from the open market and kept as investment instead of cancellation of these debentures. When a company has surplus funds, instead of investing these funds in the securities of other companies or any other securities, it buys its own debentures as investment. Due to this following are the advantages. 1. Sometimes the own debentures are available in the open market at discount, that is, at least than the face value. 2. Company has not to pay interest on own purchase debentures because company itself became a debenture holders. 3. Such debentures are kept alive and can again be sold off in the market. Accounting effects. For example, if a company purchases Rs 80,000 of its own debentures at Rs 76,000 from open market and kept these debentures as investment, then the entry will be investment in own debentures account debit 76,000 to bank account credit 76,000. Here, investment will be shown at the same price, that is, price for the purchase of debentures. Profit or loss on the purchase is not recorded. Investments in the own debentures will be shown normally as non-current assets on the asset side in the balance sheet as follows. Balance sheet of the company. 2. Assets. Non-current assets. Own debentures. Face value Rs 80,000. 76,000. Own debentures will be shown in the balance sheet as current or non-current assets depending on the time of cancellation. Investment in own debentures used for debentures cancellation. When the company uses its investment in the own debentures for the cancellation of debentures in future, then journal entries are to be passed as in following illustration. For example, a company issued 9% debentures of Rs 1,60,000. The company purchased these debentures at Rs 1,55,000 from the market for the investment. The company has used this investment in the own debenture for the cancellation of issued debentures. Journal entries for cancellation of the debentures will be as under: date, particulars, ledger folio number, debit, credit. 1. 9% debentures account debit 1,60,000 to investment in own debentures account credit 1,55,000 to profit on redemption of debentures account credit 5,000. 2. Profit on redemption of debentures account debit 5,000 to capital reserve account credit 5,000. When investment in own debentures may be sold by company in open market. When investment is done in the own debentures by the company itself and these debentures may be sold by the company in the open market, then profit or loss realized from it is treated as revenue profit or revenue loss, which is transferred to statement of profit and loss. Effect in statement of profit and loss. Profit on sale of investment in own debentures in the market is shown under other income in the statement of profit and loss. Illustration 18. Pujan Motors Limited issued 4,000 8% debentures of Rs 250 each. The board of directors purchased 1,500 own debentures from the market at a price of Rs 225 each for investment purpose. After few months, company sold these purchased debentures at Rs 270 per debenture in the market. Record necessary entries from the above transactions. Journal of Pujan Motors Limited. Date, particulars, ledger folio number, debit, credit. 1. Bank account debit 10 lakh to debenture application and allotment account credit 10 lakh, being application money received on 4,000 debentures at Rs 250 per debenture. 2. Debenture application and allotment account debit 10 lakh to 8% debenture account credit 10 lakh, being application money transferred to debenture account. 3. Investment in own debenture account debit 3,37,500 to bank account credit 3,37,500. being purchase of 1,500 debentures at Rs 225 each from the market for investment. 4. Bank account debit 4,05,000 to investment in own debentures account credit 3,37,500 to profit on sale of investment account credit 67,500 being investment in own debentures sold at Rs 270 each. 5. Profit on sale of investment account debit 67,500 to statement of profit and loss account credit 67,500 being profit on sale of investment due to revenue profit transferred to statement of profit and loss. Note: the company is not required to create debenture redemption reserve, and also there is no need to invest the 15% amount because the debentures are purchased for investment and not for cancellation. 4. Conversion of debentures into shares. This is a method of redemption of debentures where debentures can be redeemed by the issue of shares in lieu of debentures. As per the terms of the issue of debentures, a company can issue its equity or preference shares in lieu of debentures to the debenture holders. When debentures are converted into shares, the following journal entries are passed. 1. Debenture account debit to debenture holders account credit. 2. Debenture holders account debit to equity share capital account credit or to preference share capital account credit. Note: when debentures are converted into shares by the company, then shares may be issued to debenture holders at par or at a premium. It means when debentures are converted into shares, then these shares may not be issued at a discount, otherwise it violates the provisions of Companies Act. Illustration 19. Prakhar Limited issued 8,000 7.5% convertible debentures of Rs 200 each at par as on April 1, 2014. As per the terms of issue of debentures, all the debentures will be converted into shares after 4 years, and for this, one equity share of Rs 10 each will be issued at a premium of 25% against each debenture. As per the agreed terms, all the debentures are converted into shares as on April 1, 2018. Write necessary journal entries in the books of company. Answer. Calculation. Total amount received on issue of debentures. 8,000 debentures into Rs 200 is equal to Rs 16 lakh. Price of each equity share to be issued against debentures is equal to Rs 10 original price plus Rs 2.50 premium is equal to Rs 12.50. Number of equity share to be issued against debentures is equal to 16 lakh divided by 12.50 is equal to 1,28,000 shares. Journal entries in the books of company. Date, particulars, ledger folio number, debit, credit. 1st April 2014. Bank account debit 16 lakh to debentures application and allotment account credit 16 lakh. Being receipt of application money on 8,000 debentures of Rs 200 each. 1st April 2014. Debentures application and allotment account debit 16 lakh to 7.5% debentures account credit 16 lakh. Being application money transferred to debenture account. 1st April 2018. 7.5% debentures account debit 16 lakh to debenture holders account credit 16 lakh. Being 8,000 debentures to be converted at face value into equity shares. 1st April 2018. Debenture holders account debit 16 lakh to equity share capital account credit 12,80,000. 1,28,000 shares into Rs 10 to securities premium reserve account credit 3,20,000. 1,28,000 shares into Rs 2.50. Being 1,28,000 shares at Rs 10 each at a premium of 25% on each issued against 8,000 debentures. Redemption of debentures by different considerations. A company normally redeemed its debenture by cash payment to the debenture holders at the time of redemption of debentures. However, sometimes instead of paying cash for the redemption of debentures, the company might give consideration other than cash to debenture holders. For example, issue of new shares or new debentures as consideration to debenture holders. Thus, amount due on redemption of the debentures can be discharged by different considerations. For this, necessary terms should be mentioned at the time of issue of debentures. 13. Difference between share and debenture. Point of distinction. Shares, debentures. 1. Type of capital. Share is a capital showing ownership and is called ownership security. A shareholder is considered as an owner of company. Debenture is a borrowed capital. It is called creditorship security. The debenture holder is a creditor of the company. 2. Certainty of return. No return will be available to the shareholder if the company does not make any profit. Moreover, even if the company makes profit, dividend will be paid to the shareholders only if the board of directors recommend the dividend. Thus, there is no surety of the return. Debenture holders are to be paid interest as per the terms of issue of the debentures irrespective of the fact whether the company makes a profit or loss. 3. Charge or security. Share being an ownership security, the company has not to offer any security against this. Debenture being creditorship security, the company is generally required to create a fixed or floating charge on assets. 4. Rights. The shareholders have a right to take part in the administration of the company and have voting right. Debenture holders do not have voting rights or the right to take part in the administration of the company. 5. Restriction on issue at discount. Except sweet equity shares, shares cannot be issued at discount as per Companies Act 2013. Debenture can be issued at a discount. 6. Convertibility. Shares cannot be converted into debentures, so this type of shares cannot be issued. Debentures can be converted into shares, so this type of debentures can be issued. 7. For redemption, a company is not required to return the share capital during its lifetime. Generally, proceeds of debenture are to be paid after a fixed period. 8. At the time of liquidation. In case of liquidation or winding up of a company, the shareholders are paid any sum only if any amount is left after paying off all outside liabilities. In case of liquidation of a company, the debenture holders are paid in priority to the shareholders.